Thanks for checking out a new episode of Bad Advice with Chris Cubis, the show where unqualified people give unsolicited advice. This week, I'm joined by comedians Rachel Hall, Simon Gibson, and Chris Tellez. We get into it on all kinds of shit. There's Nigerian prince scams, stolen weed. Just give it a listen. We are back recording. We had a snow day in Austin. Some people tried to overthrow the government since the last time we recorded. Shit's getting a little weird, but we're going to get weird with it. I got a bunch of awesome guests this week. First up, hilarious comic. Are you in Chicago now, Rachel?
I'm in Chicago now. Yeah.
You've been there for a minute. Rachel Hall is here. Rachel, how is Chicago?
Surprisingly sunny and no snow. I was surprised when I saw there was snow in Austin. And also, surprisingly quiet. I figured there'd be some more people trying to overthrow the Marianos or the Jewel Osco or some bullshit here. So,
is this your first? How long have you been in Chicago?
It's 2 years now. So I did get one real Chicago winter. That was the polar vortex in the winter of Jesse Smollett. But like this winter.
I like that's how we're keeping track of time by fucking weird scandal. Okay, so that was the winter of Jussie Smollett. I was there for the spring. Rachel Dolezal.
No, I think I was in Austin for Dolezal.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's been good. It's been nice. Second City has been nice to me. Little Laugh Factory has been nice to me. I can't speak to other people.
Hell yeah. Also joining us today, a longtime friend, Austin comic. You might know him from Doug Loves Movies or Comedy Central. Chris Tellez is here. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris? Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited.
Thanks for joining us. How was your Austin snow day?
It was good, man. It was a little scary at first because I had a show. I was doing a show in Dallas. And so me and another comedian, Elizabeth Spears, drove in the snow, so, but we made it. Once we got there, it was a lot of fun, but I was just like, I don't know, it's God saying, don't do this show. And we're like, we're going to plow through the snow as well. So thanks for everyone who came out.
You're like the fucking post office of terrible ideas. Neither rain nor sleet nor global pandemic is going to stop me from doing this fucking comedy show.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I'm perfect for this show. I'm going to give great advice that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you the truth.
And finally, host of Cannonball on USA, comedian Simon Gibson's here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. You are the only person that I have met in real life to host a game show, realistically, like a televised game show. How is that?
I mean, it was great. I basically just talked to people right after they fell down real hard. And, I mean, truly the dream. There was a crowd of people behind me that were, literally had to laugh and cheer at everything I did. So I lost my mind with power.
Yeah. Start pushing people into that water again or whatever.
Yeah. I need you to laugh.
How was the Miz? Wasn't he the host on that show? Am I right about
Yeah, he was.
The Miz from Real World back to New York.
That's the one. And from the WWE.
I mean, that guy's like kind of a genius. He's like one of the few people that parlayed like reality TV infamy, because he was kind of infamous on that during that season, and then he just became like the classic like heel wrestler, like he just made that. He's like, well, I'll be a bad guy now.
You already hate me, so let's make some money off of this for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And also he's been like, there's not a ton of people that have turned a reality show stint into like a 20-something year career. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been forever.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because, like, I didn't really, I didn't really watch wrestling, and
I do a lot.
I know. I think I'm the one stand-up comedian who does not watch professional wrestling.
You're missing out, dude. You'd love it. NWO for life, dude.
I know. I think I need to. Just any sort of distraction from the true hell on earth that we are currently living in. So
yeah.
Hell on earth. I think it's lovely.
You're loving the pandemic?
Someone
Are we
hasn't
doing that?
got their $600 yet.
I'm still waiting on it, you know. That cannonball money is long gone. So.
Yeah. People really think that you on TV once, and people are like, "Oh, so you just have a house now and you're set for life?" Nah, motherfucker. There's taxes. That shit is.
Get the $600. Get a WWE subscription to the app. You're gonna love it. The network.
I'm gonna just spend it all. I'm just gonna get a lifetime of.
Get the lifetime pass.
Yeah. Here's my $600. Distract me.
Rachel, are you actually enjoying your pandemic? Your quarantine?
I mean, yes, there's multiple reasons. One, I never liked hanging out with you niggas anyway. So
Facts.
I was always the person, and I still am. I do the show and I go home. I don't need to hear anything else. So it's been nice that I don't have to lie about why I'm not coming out. That's been fun. You know, I worked for a bit and then that got laid off, but that's fine because I didn't like working there anyway. I don't really have money still, but I'm a comedian, so I guess that's like the rule. But you know, I started my podcast, which is doing really well, Hood Novel Book Club, and I'm working on another show. So honestly, I've been having fun. She has not been bothered at all.
Tell us about Hood Novel Book Club.
It is exactly as it sounds. We read hood books and then review them. The thing is, well, we typically don't read books of quality, to say it the least. It's the urban contemporary section of the Walmart bookstore that we're reading, you know. We read This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib. We read the Closed Legs, you know. We read the Closed Legs Don't Get Fed. Those type things.
Yeah.
So we go over that, and it's usually, this month we are reading a real book because it's like a hood legend, The Coldest Winter Ever. But it's just comedians reading books. Comedians reading books on Zoom while doing heroin or where the fuck you guys do. So like that.
Word. All right. Well, definitely check that out. Let's jump into some of these things. Okay. I got some weird ones this week. Some of them are all right. We'll just jump into this. We'll start with this one. Yeah, my husband and I are going on 19 years of marriage and have 3 teenage girls. We have had multiple rounds of marriage counseling, mostly with good results, although the benefits seem to be short-lived. Most of our problems have stemmed from my husband's drinking or smoking pot. He's not abusive, he's a good provider, but he just likes to get high. Thank God it's not often, but I'm not, nor have I ever been, okay with it. Our girls recently found his pot stash and helped themselves. When I questioned them about where they got it, they admitted they found their dad's stash. For me, this is the last straw. How can I teach my kids this is not okay when their dad's actions say otherwise? I'm now made out to be the prude since apparently I'm no fun. I'm a nurse, and even if it were legal in our state, I wouldn't use it. I told my husband that I'm done and I'm ready for a divorce. He said I'm being ridiculous. Do I need to lighten up? I think I already know your answer, but I just need to see it to validate my feelings. Signed, anti-drug wife and mom. So first off, Chris is stoned right now. So let's ask him, where do you come down on this lady?
Well, I think she needs to file for divorce. I think just, like, she's clearly outnumbered 3-1, and
yeah.
if she can't get past this, she's just going to be such a bone kill for the rest of their lives. She might as well set them free because they're clearly awesome, and I would love to move into this house and fill that void if possible.
I do have a couple of questions. I'd like to know how old the daughters are.
She said teenage, so I'm thinking at most 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Because 19-year-olds, they're not going to be like, oh my God, I found this weed. It's not. Like, they've done it already.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, they're going to be like, where's the coke? You know?
And also, you raised 3 snitches. You immediately told on your dad, just shut the fuck up. She don't need to know where you got that weed from. Shut your mouth. I don't like these people. I also don't like... The biggest issue here is obviously You gotta who married like. You have to have if you're gonna be married. You're married for 19 years. You either like he either likes weed more than you, or you know what I'm saying. Like at some point, you guys have to have a like an honest discussion about priorities.
Yeah.
She's lying.
Okay. Hot take.
She's lying.
If she's been with him for 19 years and she like, clearly has kids with him and loves him and he's been smoking weed, maybe the weed's just part of what makes him the man that she loves. What is she doing?
That too.
I think it's kind of this guy's fault for marrying such a fucking nerd.
Agree.
No,
definitely.
I'm still gonna disagree. Let me tell you something. They've been married for 19 years. They have 3 kids.
Yeah.
19 years. He didn't just start smoking weed last week. It was high when they met, and she used to smoke with him. She's lying. Ma'am, you are lying. Morin, you are lying.
He's not the one that changed. She's the one that changed.
She's the one that changed. She probably got in trouble at work. And then they were like, you got to stop being high. And she was like, cool.
She's a nurse. That's right.
So she's a nurse. And now I mean, don't get me wrong. She might be older now and think, okay, I shouldn't be smoking weed. I should start setting an example, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, she's known he smoked weed for at least, I'm going to say 22 years. I know they've only been married for 19, but for at least 22 years.
Yeah.
She knew, and she wasn't that mad 16 years ago or 7 years ago or 8 years ago. So why are you suddenly just mad now?
She's mad about other shit, and she's got a reason. Like, this is an easily labeled thing to be like, this is your problem, you smoke pot, and that's like a black or white thing.
Because if that's the case, just tell them to start doing edibles and stop smoking.
Yeah.
You don't want your children to find it. Like,
this marriage sounds beyond saving. I think it's divorce time.
Oh, for sure it's divorce time. I'm just here to place judgment on who's at fault. That's mostly what I do on this show. Yeah. I think it's her too. Also, imagine you live in this house as her and your whole family is against you, like your kids, and like you're just, you know what I'm saying?
Probably the entire neighborhood.
Nobody likes her.
She's definitely get out.
She's the Karen for sure.
Here's the thing too, like if they do get divorced and then the kids live with her, Dad ain't gonna be the bad guy. Dad's the fun guy. You go to Dad's house and you smoke weed on the weekend.
Listen to some records, hang out with Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, you come home and she's sitting there with the rest of the HOA going, listen, you let your lawn get up half an inch. You have to cut it all off or we're going to sue. Like, that's her.
Yeah.
And then you go to Dad's house and you just, eat takeout off of paper plates and you're loving it,
Let's not, I do want to put a little something here. I also like weed. This dad probably is not going to be like the most responsible father. Like, you can't even keep your weed safe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it probably wasn't hidden. It was probably in a jar in the kitchen with all the other supplies, sugar, flour, weed.
Okay.
Teeth. So, it was just out.
The guy's taking, freaking knife hits in the kitchen of
of
wax,
He's got a gravity bong out of a 2-liter soda bottle.
Oh man,
just high school bullshit. Smoking weed. Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe she's mad at how he smokes weed. Maybe he doesn't get if he got a nice clean glass piece, some quality weed or a vape pen. Maybe we wouldn't have this problem.
I've always found that because I also love marijuana, and one thing, I call it marijuana, but one of the things that I found is with most of my girlfriends don't really smoke pot, and they find it way more appealing when I'm smoking like a joint as opposed to just taking massive bong rips,
Yeah. There's a way to look like an adult when you smoke weed, and then there's a way to you're smoking out of a fucking skull with flames on the side.
Yeah,
that's why I use when I smoke, I use a little one hitter. I'm very aware. I have bowls. I have things that I can get where I need to be a lot faster. But there's something about holding a cigarette. It's very
it's elegant. It's
elegant. Yes,
I just still go with the bong rips. I gotta be honest.
Yes. We can see. They can see your eyes, Tellez. We know.
I'm old school.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to get the job done, and by that I mean not leave your house for the whole day or week, bong's the way to go.
So she's rude. She is very rude because we have been in quarantine for damn near a full year. He ain't going to work. What else is he supposed to be doing?
You're gonna drive him crazy, lady.
Let him smoke weed.
I think that's why he's smoking weed, is because she's really annoying.
What I've grown into as a weed smoker, and I don't smoke as much, but I still smoke. Mostly vape. I mostly like my vape pens. It's easy and clean. Doesn't stink up the house. But I've also become a get stoned and do shit dude. Like, not leave my house, but like I get high and clean, or I get high and like food prep for the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get high and like am responsible with it.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to smoke weed to get motivated to do menial tasks.
Yeah. It's like a reward for vacuuming. I get to be high. Yeah.
I get to be like I got high at 9:00 this morning. I've been sitting around in my workout clothes. I'm the opposite. One day I could power through and teach myself to do that.
Is that an exercise bike behind you, Christella?
Yeah.
Something like it.
Yeah, Peloton.
No, it's a Yasuda. I'm selling it on Facebook Marketplace, though. Fuck it.
Word. I might actually hit you up about that. I might be getting an exercise bike.
For sure.
So yeah, I think we can all agree. This bitch needs to just shut up and
might be selling the bike to this soon-to-be single dad. I bet he's gonna have the sickest apartment.
Yeah. No, he's not. She's gonna take all the money, and he's gonna be in a one-room studio with like a triple level bunk bed for his teenage daughters when they have to sleep over. It's gonna be real sad. All right, we got it. Let's move on to our next fucking letter. Which one do we want to do here? This one. Ooh, I like pettiness. Let's do this one. My fiance and I have been planning our wedding for 2 years. Both of us are working our butts off at 2 jobs to pay for all the elaborate details. It will, after all, be the most beautiful day of my life.
Ugh.
My fiance's sister just got engaged, and I'm happy for her. But now she's talking about having her wedding around the same time as ours to make it convenient for our distant relatives. My concern is that they're going to steal our moment. I feel very hurt, but I'm not sure how to approach her because I don't want to cause conflict. It would make so much more sense for them to be married the following year. On the other hand, it's their prerogative to do whatever they want. Am I being unreasonable? Signed, Unreasonable in New Hampshire. I enjoy the fact that she knows the answer to her own question, as she asked if she was being unreasonable and then named herself unreasonable. I think there is some serious pettiness going on here. I don't actually think she's being unreasonable. I think this other woman is, and these are women. First, well, we know fiance's sister, and also this is a most beautiful day of my life. This is a woman's. I'm assuming. I think there is some serious beef going on, and I think she's right. I think the fiance's sister is coming in and trying to fucking step on toes.
Yeah. My first question is the sister who's also wants to do the wedding, is she the younger sister? Because that plays a big factor.
Good point.
Pettiness is real. Yeah.
Younger? Okay.
I feel like the one with the original wedding. First of all, if you've been engaged for 2 years,
you're not getting married.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work out. It ain't gonna work out. And also, yeah, I mean, it's always the oldest sibling that gets all the shit.
Yeah,
I'm an only child, so I don't really know. But
I mean, is it petty? Sure, but here's the thing: you're having a wedding and you're inviting other women there who either not married yet or getting married. Somebody gonna do something petty at some point. Anyway,
yeah.
Word.
So
facts.
You can walk in and someone's just gonna go, "Oh, you look nice," and you got your wedding dress on. That's petty. That's
yeah. Oh, that's a choice. Like one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look at you. I'm so. It's so amazing how you can be so bold like that. Some bullshit like that. Yeah.
I like it. I like the one that goes. I just love how you just will wear anything.
Yeah. You don't care what anybody thinks you look like. Yeah.
There's nothing better than throwing in that's very brave.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that. Unless you are jumping out of an airplane, nobody wants to be brave.
No. I've been told by many a casting director that my audition was brave. So I know.
Yeah. This is a Pantene commercial. I don't need to be brave. What?
I think she's not being unreasonable. I think she's being very understandable, actually. And I think she just needs to take it as a challenge and just step her game up for the wedding, have the better wedding, and maybe during the speech even address it and talk a little shit. No one would expect that, but at the wedding, or the other option is try to get them to decide not to get married,
not to go.
Oh yeah, fuck her husband.
Sabotage
Fuck
the
her
wedding.
fiance.
Fuck her husband. Fuck her husband.
Fuck her husband.
Fuck that.
I definitely think she should call TLC and bring in 4 weddings, but it'd just be 2 weddings, and then they rate each other's wedding. And at the end, whoever has the best wedding, then they can have permanent bragging rights and they can push the other one off a cliff or something.
Right.
They could make like a Facebook page for it so people could go for the brags over time.
Exactly.
I like the idea. I also think whoever has the first wedding clearly has the advantage, right?
Yeah.
Because you can set the bar, you can talk shit, do all that stuff. I think you got to, whoever that person is, has to play it like low key. Oh, this is such a great idea. You should have the wedding next week. That's perfect. It's really good for our relatives that are traveling. And then when you're at the wedding, it's just a bunch of pictures of like the other couple. But like Jay-Z at Summer Jam, so they put her face on like a stripper or whatever. Yeah.
Make sure everybody parties so hard people are too exhausted to go to the other wedding.
Or if you want to be real petty but also like real sweet, this is what you do. The person, fiance sister,
husband.
The other one. What you do? You have the wedding first. You call and find out who her florist is, who her decorators are, all that. And then you throw her wedding. Your wedding. Wow. And then everyone's going to be like, I can't believe she copied her entire wedding.
Remind me not to piss off Rachel Hall. That is diabolical.
Yeah. And then icing on the cake. Icing on the cake, you sit them at the fucking kids' table.
Yeah. Oh, goddamn, that is hilarious. Yeah. You got to throw her wedding for sure. I love it. I do like this other thing, and this happens a lot in all of this, is like, I don't want to cause conflict. Yes, you do. You're lying. You're writing out to strangers to talk about this shit. You definitely like conflict. But then, like, this where they kind of like writers to these letters often try to like kind of let themselves off the hook or whatever. So she thinks she feels bad, and she gets into this part of like, well, on the other hand, they can do whatever they want, which is also very like passive aggressive bullshit. I think she just needs to lean into her pettiness. I think we're all in agreement there. I love it. All right, let's move on. We got more letters to go through. This one I like just because it's funny, and I think a kid wrote it. Like a teenager. So my taste in music has changed throughout this is Dear Abby. My taste in music has changed throughout my life. I liked pop when I was young because that's what I heard on the car radio. Then in 8th grade, I started to like music from the 60s to the 90s. Ooh. But now I'm a sophomore in high school, and I've become a fan of rap and electronic music. A lot of adults think rap is trash. I understand. I love it. I love it so much. I understand that it may cover some mature subjects like selling drugs, violence, sex, and living in the hood. But I still find rap songs. I love this. We're not even done yet. But I still find rap songs to be a pleasure to listen to. Am I wrong to enjoy rap music? This may sound irrational, but I know employers search social media profiles. If I make the fact that I enjoy rap public, will they reject me? These are just thoughts that have crossed my mind, so I'm asking for some advice. Signed, hip hop fan in New Jersey.
That's hilarious.
Everything about that's hilarious. Let's all right. Number of black people you think this child has met? I'm going like 7. Enough that she like they've seen a couple black people, but they're definitely not friends.
Right.
This is the widest area this person could like. Could you imagine being afraid? Rap music has been the most popular form of music in this country for 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? At least.
She doesn't live in New Jersey. There's no way she lives in New Jersey.
Oh, no, she might. I don't know if you've ever been in New Jersey. There is a lot of farmland in New Jersey. New Jersey has like
on that farm. She lives
cities
on that farm.
around. There's like a handful of cities, and most of Jersey is cows and shit. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a sophomore in college right now.
Sophomore in high school.
High school.
High school.
Yeah.
Okay, so I say, keep going. You might become the next breakout rapper. I think you should start rapping now.
Oh, I like that choice. We
This
really
could
lean
be
in.
the beginning of a crazy story right here.
Cue the 8 Mile soundtrack.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is Eminem. This is how Eminem starts. This is P&P.
And I'm also thinking about 5 to 7 black people they might know as well. That was my range.
I find this very cute. I really want to know what employer out there is like, oh, you like Tory Lanez? Bitch, get off my unemployment line. You can't come here.
Oh,
No,
only
no.
real Megan Thee Stallion fans. That's the only people.
I would love to be the employer to be like, oh, you like Drake? Next.
Yeah. It's not that you like rap; you just like bad rap.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I just got into hip hop. I'm really into like Logic and Drake.
Yeah.
Most adults think it's trash. I know. But,
Also, I feel like
so many adults love it.
This letter came from the past. The idea that, like, I know a lot, like, most adults think rap is trash. I grew up in that era. Like, I grew up when, like, my dad would say, like, who is this Snoopy Dog? You know what I'm saying? That, like, terrible bit.
I say that now.
Yeah. Oh, I say that about new rap for sure because I'm washed.
I'm always like rap, ska, same thing.
I would love to know exactly which artists they're listening to, because if the last things they were listening to were the 90s, it's like, are they just now discovering Cash Money? Like what? Where?
Yeah.
Where are we? I can't imagine they went from Sonny and Cher to like Plies.
Yeah, that'd be so funny if it's like the sunshine of your love. It's like bling bling every time I come around the city, bling bling.
Yeah. I do like what kind of nerd maybe I'm crazy, but what kind of nerd starts listening to music from the 60s in high school or like 8th grade? Oh, for real? Yeah. But what was your 60s
I was that
music?
nerd.
What was your
my
60s
60s? But I'm black. This person is clearly white.
That's my question.
Music was Motown.
That's different. I'm saying Motown is. You don't. By the way, if you're talking about Motown, you don't say music from the '60s. You say Motown.
Motown.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah. No, she's talking about like folk music and shit like that, like Bob Dylan or something.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why I said she. That is unnecessary. This actually has a very like male nerd vibe to it.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I can't decide because it is like it's so naive and precious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who? Like, either way, this kid's a sweetheart and needs to explore.
That's the other thing. I feel a little bad shitting on this person because they are just a naive person that's like scared of. You know what I'm saying? They're not a bad person. They're just
next week they're going to be like, I'm past rap. I'm entering my Hawthorne Heights phase. And
but that middle paragraph, I know they enjoy, like they cover mature subjects like drugs, violence, sex, and living in the hood, and it's written apostrophe HOOD, which is so like you're just such a nerd. It's adorable.
Yeah.
But that being said, I want to find them and report them to the new employee. Also, you're 16. Where the fuck you working? You think McDonald's is gonna fire you for listening to rap?
Yeah. It's like,
That's all they listen to at McDonald's. I'm very proud of this kid for being able to write a letter. I didn't know they taught that in schools anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad. I like the beats and I like the way they rhyme. That's all you got to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This kid definitely thinks email is a letter. So
yeah. I also like the idea that this kid, so like they've been charting their music taste, right? So they listen to what was ever on the radio when they were young, but then in 8th grade, when they're old, they listen to 60s to the 90s. But that music, I'm assuming, is very white because they then jump to rap and electronic. But what is their electronic taste? It seems to only be rap.
I'm thinking Moby.
Electronic taste, probably Men at Work.
Are they? I don't know that they're electronic, Rachel. Like
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, Rachel, you just picked a white band and just used it.
Yeah. Isn't that the game that we're playing?
That's very funny. I think this kid's gonna be just fine. I do think there's a little bit of a like they're approaching this a little like you're too technical about your things you like. You know what I mean? You're supposed to like music with your heart, not with like your whatever. Maybe I'm an idiot.
His parents just got to be big time squares too. Like,
oh yeah, there's a bunch
they're probably, oh, how the kids? You go, one of them's listening to rap now.
Yeah. Oh, their parents. Yeah. The mom from the other letter is terrified about this kid listening to rap music now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just imagine what's going to happen when they find their dad's pot stash.
Yeah.
Yeah. This kid's gonna go insane in college. That's what this letter says to me. Is that this child, very naive, pretty repressed, probably gets straight A's when they go to college.
They're homeschooled.
Ooh, yeah.
They don't talk about school. They don't talk about like what the other kid, like their experience. Well, they say they're a sophomore in high school, but they don't talk about
high school.
They seem to be acting as if they're the only person they know that likes rap music. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that seems impossible if you go to a high school with a bunch of kids. That's what everybody just listens to. Yeah. So maybe they are homeschooled. That is an interesting take. And I get that's that vibe. Did you guys know any homeschool kids like growing up? Yeah.
They were always at home. Well, I met them.
Valid point.
I know a homeschool kid now.
Okay.
Who was homeschooled, and the amount of stuff that she said she never even heard of until she was like 25. I was just like,
yeah, what? That shit does not prep you for life. You got to go to a place with a bunch of other kids that don't like you. If you want to like be ready, like homeschooling does not. I don't think it works. Part of going to school is like socializing and learning how to like interact with other human beings.
Yeah. I can barely relate to people that don't just speak in pop culture references, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can't even have a conversation.
I knew a couple of kids because in New York, the rule, if I remember correctly, was like you could homeschool your kids, but by high school, they had to go to a public school. You weren't allowed to homeschool like high school age kids. So I did know a couple of kids that were homeschooled and then went to high school, and they were like a year of just not knowing things, but like not knowing how to interact with other humans. And like what was fairly interesting was no one really bullied them that I remember. It didn't seem like they were like picked on. Everyone just sort of like they were aliens or something. You know what I mean? Everyone just sort of treated them like, oh, just leave those poor kids alone. They don't know. You know what I mean? It was nice.
that was sweet.
It was kind of nice. Meanwhile, they were beating the shit out of me, which was fine. All right, we can move on. We've got some more letters here. Somebody's okay. Whoo boy, here we go.
I did just imagine you as a kid in school. All right.
Oh yeah, don't. I was like, I was a fat brown kid in upstate New York. It was a very bullying experience. All right, dear Abby, I divorced last year after 14 years of marriage. We have a 10-year-old son together. While staying with his father on weekends, he has overheard his father and new girlfriend having sex. It has happened a couple of times, and each time my son comes home in tears. His father has promised not to not let it happen again. My son is now worried that I'm doing the same thing, and he is treating me like I am the child and he's the parent. He seems to think that people have sex only to have babies, and he is worried. Do I need to get him some kind of counseling, or will this get better as he gets older and matures? I'm angry that his father didn't use his head before choosing his actions, and now I'm the one being punished for it. Signed, too much for my son.
Well, the father was using his head, let me tell you.
No, he wasn't using it. Someone else was.
Yeah, Rachel?
She said, now my son believes I'm doing the same thing because anytime you have sex with someone, it's to have a baby.
Yeah.
So
that's why
both the parents are just fucking with the door open.
So here's the thing. He heard, he didn't see. So they're loud fuckers, but I'm assuming the door was closed.
Yeah.
Here's one of my many issues with this woman. She has made this so much about her that she is really not concerned about the son, right? She's mad that that she's the one being punished for the father's actions. Why are you being punished? Is the kid just not letting you, like, cock blocking you now when you're also trying to fuck? I don't understand where the conflict.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like she's upset the kid is like, you not fucking in this house.
You just gotta look that 10-year-old kid in the face and go, fucking deal with it, dude. You know, like
that's how you got here in the first place. I would like to address how loud, like, the fucking. I think we need to talk about the fucking because, like, why is this kid in tears?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what
I feel
noises, what words, what actions are happening here that you have so traumatized this child?
I feel like his girlfriend is probably very performative and loves to put on a good show.
Ow!
Yeah.
Your dick is in my heart. Oh,
That is a good show.
Oh, that is a terrible show.
Oh, okay.
I for sure don't want to hear that.
Well, then get the kid a PlayStation 5. You got to keep him distracted. Maybe he'll go live, get in some headphones. He won't be hearing no fucking ear. That or get the kid laid so you can understand it a little bit more.
I mean, the thing is, you can't even find a PlayStation 5. Okay, they're sold out still. You know.
Yeah.
I do think this girlfriend is doing it specifically
So the kid could hear him.
so the kid
He's
can
marking
hear,
territory.
report back to mom, and
And you know the dad's not going to change anything.
no, he's like,
I know this dad.
yeah, Sorry.
I am this dad.
He ain't
Sorry.
changing.
sorry, I'm
maybe
too
the
good.
dad just leaves all his bondage toys out, and so the kid thinks they like
Wow.
torture.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it comes down to the sex, and I'm not trying to focus and be dirty or whatever, but like, if you just look, I for sure heard my parents fuck a couple times as a growing up in that house. It happens. It's
Yeah,
uncomfortable. You
I
put
walked
on
in
some
on my-
headphones.
Yeah, I walked
you
in on my
walked in.
dad plowing before. It was not.
Yeah.
It's not
Right,
what I
it's
would.
gross,
prefer.
right? It's
no.
right. It's gross. But are you traumatized by it? Do you need counseling? Are you in tears?
Yes.
No, you put on some headphones. Time is like, yes, still to this day.
Yeah.
That
30 years
is
ago.
disgusting. I'm glad my daddy died before I had a chance to hear that bullshit.
I was always kind of trying to catch my parents, and they were always quick to prevent it from happening. But I definitely,
You were more of a voyeur.
yeah,
Yeah.
hiding under the bed and closets.
Also, this mom. These are clearly terrible parents, right? Because her question is on how to fix this is: do I get him counseling or just wait till he get she says, do I get him some counseling or will this just get better as he gets older? So the idea is like, do we do something about it?
Yeah.
The child. That really made me laugh. Her question is, do I try to do something or just ignore it and hope it gets better? That's literally what she
Get him
asked,
some
right?
friends. The counseling's what's going to make it worse. When he gets older, he'll be like, "Oh," and he understands. He'll be like, "Oh, they were awesome. What am I talking about?"
Yeah. Just take the parental locks off your web browser. The kid will fucking figure it out.
Yeah, he'll get it.
I think she's definitely making a big deal.
And also, just in case, just hide the guns. Hide them.
Probably a good call. But no, Rachel, she is very much making this about her and making it personal, right?
Of course she is. She's so upset that she can't fuck on the couch while the kid is watching fucking what do they watch now?
I don't know. I was gonna say Blue's
Cat-
Clues. but
Cow-
I'm-
I'm gonna say Blue's Clues too. Yeah.
Well, they're watching Barney and stuff.
But yeah, that's all 10. We're all making 15-year-old at least references.
I love.
But yeah, whatever
you.
kids.
Why they watch the
Blippi.
original Batman series?
Yeah, Batman the animated series. I do think I have a friend on Facebook who has a kid, and I think he said they watch Blippi.
I like that word. I don't know what it is, but I
don't
like
know
that
what that
word.
Isn't that a sandwich? Isn't that a sandwich?
It's Blimpy.
I could go
But,
for one of
yeah.
those right now. I'll tell you.
I could have a Blimpy. This kid, look, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna figure out fucking. You need to figure out why. Like, why does she feel she's being punished? I'm angry that his father didn't use his head before choosing his action.
Because she wants to be punished. Oh, she
Yeah.
wants to be punished.
Nah,
Punish me, ex-husband. Oh, that's
in
why.
my heart. Yeah, for sure. That's 100% what's happening here. This is just a bunch of sometimes I want to be able to respond to these letters and be like, bitch, just grow the fuck. Like, you can fuck when he's at their house, and then they fuck when the kid's at your house. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if her loser ex-husband can do it, she can do it.
yeah.
I just assume he's a loser, but
Yeah. Let's go. Oh, I like this one. This one's weird. We're going to do this one. What should I do? Dear Abby, what should I do about my mother-in-law who has been bumming money from churches for more than 20 years from Ohio to Florida?
Whoa.
Even taking trips across the country, taking money along the way.
Damn, that's great.
I have contacted every church in our area, but they still give her money, which she blows mostly at casinos and on her non-working boyfriend. I will no longer have anything to do with them, which is, of course, hard on my wife. Please advise, Ohio reader. I love this woman, and I hate this snitching ass asshole.
How is she getting money from them? She's bumming money from them?
It says she's bumming. All I can assume is she's going to church and be like, oh, what was
I need money. Exactly. I'm down on my luck.
And then she goes to the casino.
It sounds like to me she is doing the Lord's work. She's getting the money the church is supposed to be giving and then donating it to other businesses so those people can get paid. This sounds like a hater who's going straight to hell. You need to ask her how to get up on game. That's smart.
I couldn't agree more. I don't like. There's another letter that we'll get to next because there's a similar theme, but there are so many snitches. I don't understand how you get to be an adult and not learn not snitching. And obviously I'm not like dead set against snitching if I'm being real, but for real shit, if you know somebody that broke into the fucking Capitol building, you can go ahead and snitch on them, right? Yeah. But this woman is just taking some money from a horribly corrupt system of fucking swindlers and having some fucking fun. Mind your goddamn business.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. People haven't learned how to mind their own business. Now, I'll snitch if it's gonna mean I don't go to jail, but
sure. Well, that's self-preservation.
Well, yes, I would also snitch. Absolutely.
Yeah. 4 out of 4. We're all snitching here, Simon.
I'm gonna also say that I will avoid horrible assault in prison and all.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening. If I go to prison, I know what's happening to me. So I'm.
and I think this is just God's plan for this lady. You know, He has a plan for everybody, and this is her plan that God has laid out. So
Ohio reader with the problem. Let me ask you this, person, as if you're listening, directly to me. Chris, did you call up? Is he on the phone?
He's on the phone. Hold on.
Okay. Get him on the phone.
Would you rather her be stealing money and abusing welfare from the people who really need it, or abusing the church from people who don't really need it at all? That's what the church is for.
I think she should do both. That's a great idea.
She should do both.
She should.
I'm gonna say that she's probably doing both.
She sounds smart.
Valid point. She's almost certainly doing both.
There's nothing like doing weed when you buy it with the government's money.
That's true. Also, Rachel, you're much older than I thought you were because you just said doing weed.
I did. I was hoping no one was going to catch that.
Nope, but that's just lying. I say old people shit all the time, so don't sweat that shit. Here's the thing. I'm going to read this second letter. We can just kind of toss them back and forth. Dear Abby, I work in a large medical facility that relies on nurses to attend every shift they are assigned. Last Christmas, a nurse I know called in saying her father had died. The thing is, I have known her for years, and her father has been dead as long as I've known her. Would it be snitching to tell my supervisor what I know? Signed, shorthanded in New England.
Whoa.
Yeah, it would absolutely be snitching. What else would it be? You're telling on this person who's just trying to get out of work.
Yeah.
Like, was she mad because she got off instead of her?
That's 100%. That's 100% what they're saying. She's saying they rely on nurses
and also,
to shift their assigned.
Your daddy can die too. No one told her that only one dad can die a day.
100%.
She can pull up any relative that she wants out her ass.
Mm-hmm. I think this would fall under the category of a fun snitch. So I think you should snitch and just sit back and have a little fun with it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Somebody else can get wrecked for a little while and know, hey, I caused that.
And maybe she's into, a lot of kinky shit and she's actually meant her daddy.
Yeah.
Which is also sad too,
somebody's dead regardless. I would also like to just throw in here, maybe this fucking hospital should hire more goddamn nurses. If you can't have one person call in sick without the whole fucking system collapsing, maybe you just hire some more goddamn nurses. That's why I hate that shit. And I'm not a nurse. I've never been in like a job where it mattered if I was there, like really, you know what I mean? Like people didn't die. But like whenever you like, I've worked retail or call centers, whatever, and they always want to make you feel like, oh, you know, we're real fucking short-handed. Bitch, I don't hire and fire. Why the fuck you think I care if we're short-handed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've worked a lot of jobs where I've just said I had to go to the bathroom and then I never came back. So
yeah. Oh, respect. I remember the best thing you can possibly be is really good at a shitty job. You know, like a job where like nobody, like all you have to do is show up most of the time and you're like top 1% of employees at the job. You know what I'm saying? Because they will let you get away with anything. I used to work at this call center, and I would do that move. I'd go to lunch, not come back for like 2 hours, go in the bathroom, read a book, like whatever the fuck. And they would like, and the second I'd be like, okay, I'll just quit then. They'd be like, oh, hold on, don't get ahead of yourselves. I'm like, all right, well then,
yeah, you're one of the.
You don't want me to quit.
Dude.
If you don't want me to quit, you're not going to fire me. So you have lost all your leverage. I'm out.
Dude.
Yeah, it's like, Chris, you're the only person here that doesn't do crystal meth. We need you.
Yeah. So many jobs. Call centers. Has any of you worked in a call center before?
Oh, plenty.
Yes, and I've worked in a call center before, and let me tell you something. I was the person who was always on time, always covering shifts, and I still got fired. So this sounds like sexism to me.
It do sound like that.
I've worked a few jobs where I was like, I'm gonna go take a shit, and then I'm just in there for 30 minutes, just on my phone, like bullshit. And I came back, and I'd have the job. Hey, Chris, we're thinking about a promotion. Like that.
Yeah.
My life.
The hypocrisy.
I don't think people realize. Oh, for sure, that sounds terrible, and I'm sorry.
So how do you know I don't have to take long shits? You don't know that.
Call centers. I don't think people realize. I've never worked at a job with more like pill addicts. Call centers are like the job anyone can get. So it's like the most like you either have like people that really give a fuck and are trying to like advance in the company, or like fresh out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have that. You just run the gambit. I love it. Yeah. Basically, just stop snitching. That's the end of both of these questions. You don't have to do anything but shut the fuck up, unless you're snitching on me. In which case, well, actually, I said that wrong. You should definitely shut the fuck up if you're snitching on me. We got one more letter, and then we're gonna get out of here. I like this one a lot.
Hi.
Dear Abby, I recently started seeing a self-made entrepreneur. He's intelligent.
What? That sentence didn't make any sense.
She started seeing a self-made entrepreneur.
Isn't that
intelligent?
Maybe he makes his own drugs and he sells them.
Yes. Yeah. He's intelligent and basically the most amazing man I have ever been with. Oh. Because of his position and stature, many beautiful and sophisticated women throw themselves at him. A friend of his told me that in the months I've known him, he has had sex with at least 5 other women, several on the first date. I'm not angry about it, since we've never formally agreed to be exclusive, but I am in love with him and want him all to myself. When I confronted him, he said that because he's never had success with women previously, he is prone to seduction. He said that they didn't mean anything to him and that he wants to be with me. I've dropped the matter for now, but I'm still concerned. I have tried to step up my game in the bedroom, and I'm willing to do anything to stop him from looking elsewhere. How do I make him give up his harem? Sign, willing to do anything.
Jeez.
Oh, that bitch is the dumbest bitch I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Thirsty.
What the fuck is a self-made entrepreneur? What does that mean?
I'm assuming he's got an app or something. I don't fucking know what
doesn't have an app.
He might go and sell his own shrooms. Yeah.
I'm assuming he just sells drugs.
This definitely sounds like someone who makes their money holding seminars on how to make money.
Yeah, for sure. He has a suit with a bunch of question marks on it, and he just like at the commercials. Yeah.
I mean, this guy sounds amazing. I mean, everybody clearly wants to be around him. He's the life of the party, and he makes his own money. So yeah, go ahead and be with him, but be prepared to be cheated on a shit ton. And I say you also cheat. Let's see where this relationship goes.
I also feel like if this letter had his name in it, I'd say he wrote the letter himself. You know what I'm saying?
I hope this is a joke letter because honestly, this is the dumbest person I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
First of all, you get off on the word self-made entrepreneur.
Mhm.
That bugs me to my core.
Yeah, clearly.
Then it's like, oh, well, we've never been exclusive. You never will be exclusive, bitch. You know why? Because he's not with anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
That's
Just because he takes you to a meal that costs $55 as opposed to $15 don't mean he got shit.
He has his own money. He could be wherever he wants, whenever he wants to be. Why would he want to be with anyone?
Let me throw this out there. I think he's probably got or recently come into money. Maybe he sold an app or he's come up with some shit. I think he's come into some money. I don't doubt this thing about he's suddenly like, he was a nerd that got rich, and now that he's rich, he can get pussy.
Yeah.
Here's where my problem, where anything lies. One, when he said since he's never had success with women, he is prone to seduction.
What
Ugh.
does that mean?
It just means he's fucking a lot, and he's not.
He's prone to seduction.
That just
what
means.
is he?
Yeah, he's making himself the victim, right? He's saying, I can't help it. These women, they just keep seducing me. No, motherfucker, you just are rich and now you're trying to get some pussy, and you're okay, and like you don't. And also, that's also okay. If you suddenly find yourself to be attractive to the opposite sex, then by all means, if everybody's on the same page and everybody is like consensual and cool, do whatever the fuck you're doing. I think this woman wants the money to herself. Absolutely. I said it.
And I also just want to quickly say, I hope he finds the help he needs and he does get better.
There's no way this dude is so cool that she's just so awesomely in love with him that she's signing this letter willing to do anything.
That's the
this sounds like a character analysis for a Tyler Perry film. That's what this sounds like.
This sounds like one of your books. This sounds like
Acrimony 2.
Yeah.
That's what this sounds like.
Yeah. I'll do whatever it takes.
I'm willing to bet that this is a Nigerian prince, and they met via 90.
They haven't even met. Yeah. This is an E-scam.
She might even just ask him if he's into polyamory or some shit like that. I Googled the definition about a week ago, and I was stunned to see what I read. What is this?
I don't know what it means. I see people that are into it, and 90% of them are real annoying.
Isn't poly just when people don't want to date one person?
Yeah, I think it's just like
I think
it's not monogamy, right?
A lot. I think
it's just a throuple or whatever. I think it's like just not monogamy. You all agree that you can fuck whoever you want.
Yeah, you just say, hey, can you tell one of your other boyfriends to stop eating my bagel bites? All right, we're not sharing everything around here. Can I borrow the car?
That's very. Oh, I like the idea that it's just a shitty commune. Very funny.
Isn't that what every season of The Real World is then?
Yeah. Pretty much just boiling in a hot.
You should ask The Miz. Simon, you should ask The Miz if he's a poly person.
I'm gonna be like, hey, The Miz, what's the definition?
Hey,
The Miz.
Hey, what's up, dude? Been a minute.
Yeah. Are you still in touch? You guys still text?
What makes you more angry? Someone banging your wife or eating the last piece of bread? You know what I mean? Like,
we need to get a show with The Miz and Puck just together. Puck is 94. I'm sorry, my father told me about that. I didn't see it.
Remember Puck? Yeah.
Because of his position and stature, many beautiful and sophisticated women throw themselves at him.
That just means he's tall.
He's tall, and he's got a nice car. A friend of his told me that in the months I've known him, he has had sex with at least 5 other women, several on the first date. What is this conversation you're having with this friend? The friend is him, right? The friend is him.
I was gonna say,
different phone. He's got 2 burners. He got a burner phone that he's texting her from.
The friend is the other girl. The friend is the other one of the other women.
Okay.
Trying to. As of yesterday, it's 5 women lately.
Three first dates. Rachel, I think you're right, and it goes back to my thought about how he actually does have money. The other woman's like, I'm trying to keep this fucking cash to myself. I think so. Hear me out. I think he sucks. He only
makes $75,000 a year, and he got no money.
I mean.
I would very much like to make $75,000 a year in my life at some point. $75,000 a year sounds like a lot of money. Speaking of, hold on, there's one more letter that I'm going to read real fast because it's going to tie into this one. I'm a 26-year-old male in a long-distance relationship with my girlfriend, who is 18. I love her to the moon and back, and I feel like she's only stays with me because I can buy her things.
Yeah.
She gets upset with me when I don't get them for her. She says I value my mother and others before her. I love her so much I want to marry her. I'm a minister at a church.
Oh, Jesus.
She thinks she should take priority before my bills and taking care of my mother, who can barely walk. What do I do? Signed, Uneasy in New Jersey.
Wow.
Why is everybody from New Jersey?
New Jersey is a
What is
terrible
happening?
place with people that need a lot of help. It's not that everybody's from New Jersey, but people there need a lot of help, so they tend to write the place.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very smart 18-year-old.
A very capable, smart, dare I say, fake 18-year-old. Let's go back to long-distance relationship. They have never met.
Yeah.
This is a Nigerian dude. This is a dude from Ghana. This is a dude from India with WhatsApp on his phone who is getting Venmo'd all this man's money.
You're getting catfished, God boy.
Yeah.
I definitely have seen this episode of 90 Day Fiancé before the wedding. And they call and they show up. They'll fly their ass to Lithuania because they're like, oh, I'll get on the train. And then the train never comes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I forgot I was asleep. She doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm saying this is that. Yeah, for certain she don't exist. But this
Also,
In case she does exist, when you break up with her, take it easy on her, you know? And also quit being a minister. Join a band, dude.
that
And let me in
minister
it.
thing. I feel like he's a minister of a church that other lady took money from. All these people are tied together.
Yeah.
But hear me out. So we agree. This 18-year-old girl is either just a smart 18-year-old girl taking it for his money, or just flat out doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Right.
and if it is a smart girl, she's 15.
Yeah.
And she probably is in love.
And no, I don't think she's in love. If she's a 15-year-old genius, she's like going to college, but he's paying for that. Like she's like smart. But that being said, we agree that she probably doesn't exist. I'm now coming back to the previous letter. I'm not sure this dude exists. This dude who's having sex on all the dates and all the stuff.
Oh.
I'm not sure he's a real dude.
Yeah.
Well, she never said that they actually met.
Well, that's not true. He does say I have tried to step up my game in the bedroom. So they definitely have. She's fucked
That
somebody.
doesn't mean no.
She's fucked somebody.
I tried to step up my game in the bedroom since March. So what happened in March last year? Nothing.
Yeah.
That don't mean shit.
I mean, shit. That's true. That's some OnlyFans. I'm back to it. I don't think he exists.
I
he
think that
exists.
just means she bought some new drawers.
Yeah.
I think
I
he
don't think-
exists, and I think he's cool and rich, and
I think it's Chris. I think this is just a letter that Chris wrote, knowing he was going to be on the podcast, trying to big up himself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, this has been super fun. Rachel, do you have anything you want to plug real quick?
Just the podcast, Hood Novel Book Club. Go to hoodnovelbookclub.com. Go to anywhere that you listen to podcasts, including Pandora and Amazon, bitch. And do that. Do that.
Do that for sure.
Do that.
Do that for
Hood Novel Book
sure.
Club.
Simon, what anything you want to have the people find you? Where can they find you on the internet? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Simon Gibson, and watch Cannonball on USA if anyone actually has cable. I don't think so. But, we'll figure it out.
Chris Tellez, was that a flex? Do you have cable?
No, I did a roof raise for.
Okay, I thought you were saying. I thought you were Rooster Raven having cable for a second. Chris Tellez, where can we find you? What you got? What's you got going on?
You can find me on Instagram at KRIS Tellez or Twitter at Hi Chris Tellez. And me and my old co-host AJ, we're working on recording our old podcast, but we're doing new episodes of Why Should We Care? So keep an eye out. We'll have some new episodes up soon.
Do that for sure. I am at Chris Cubis on all social media. If you like this show, Bad Advice with Chris Cubis, do us a favor. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review, give a 5-star rating, and then tell a friend, hey, check out this podcast. People listen to their friends. So share it, and we will get people checking this shit out. I appreciate it, and we'll be back next week.